Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a walkthrough since the build's been updated so much and show everybody um, all the little features I added in, including the media and everything else. So, seems like there's some people that don't even know that there's a sub menu, so they're going in and clicking on systems that don't work and then telling me it's not working. So we'll just go through it. I'll show you. So you have all your main menu items here. You got extras, media, delete saves. We'll get into that later. Nintendo, Sega, Arcade, NEC, Atari. And if you click on one of these main systems on the main menu, it'll probably take you to the list of all systems. But not all systems work. The only ones that work are the ones that I've put in the menu. I'll show you what I mean by that here in a sec. So if you press left from any main menu item, it's going to open up the submenu. In the submenu is a list of all of the systems that are actually working. So if you don't see it in the submenu, we can't play it. We don't have Amiga, we don't have Dreamcast, or any of those other systems that people are finding in the list of all systems, because those aren't functioning right now. So you can go to each main menu item and push left and see the systems that you can play for that menu or for that system. Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, hacks. Excuse me. And it's still, I believe it's a total of like 33, 34 systems now. We lost a few with the recent update, but it made it more convenient for everybody because now you don't need RetroArch. And the same build runs on 32 and 64-bit now. You can go over to the we call it, they're widgets, but it's like shortcuts. So from Sega or Nintendo, anywhere, if you press right, when you see those games pop up over there, you can go straight to those and just play a game too. It's just kind of a best of for each system. So I'm just going through and kind of showing what each system for every single manufacturer, I guess you would say, is. And over here you've got best of Atari. You'll have that on all the main systems. Um, Nintendo, Sega, Atari, NEC, Arcade, they'll all have the shortcut section over here. In settings, you've got a bunch of stuff over here in the submenu that you probably shouldn't mess with unless you have an idea of what you're wanting to do. But it's there. I mean, if you understand Kodi, it's set up basically like any Kodi add-on inside the settings. I will show you how to set up the controllers real quick though, for anybody that's having an issue with that. Just click on settings, go to system, input, and then configure attached controls. Over here for Kodi, you can do it's more like a global, or you can go down and set it up for each system, each type of gamepad. So if you set up the Super Nintendo gamepad, those are the settings that it's going to use when you run Super Nintendo. So you can adjust those to your liking. Same thing with exit. You can either just click on exit or you can push left and there's options for restart and stuff like that. I don't know. Most of that stuff won't work on Android, but it's there. I'm going to show you how favorites works real quick. It wasn't working previously, but it is now. So if you go to any game system, any game, anywhere, you just long press on the game. We're going to do Chrono Trigger here. Just long press, the menu will come up. Click on Add to Favorites. Not Add to IAGL Favorites, just Add to Favorites. Okay, and then you can go back to the menu, and if you click on Favorites, it'll bring up your list of favorites. So you can put as many games in there as you want, all the games that you regularly play. That way you don't have to find them again in the menu. That's pretty nice. Okay, here's best of. So you've got, all the main systems. Those best of lists are like, it might have 50 to 100 games instead of 900. It's just the best games for that system. So it makes it a lot easier to find what you're looking for. Got computers over here. Now some of these are going to tell you that you need an email and password. So if you go to archive.org and sign up for an account there, I think it's free, then you can go into settings and put in your email and password and you'll have access to those, I believe. I haven't tried that yet, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, I believe I'm going to do deletes. Let's see, what do I got going on here? I recorded this earlier, now I'm doing voiceover, so just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how save states work. So when you use select and start to exit a game, it automatically saves your state. And what that means is when you go back into that game, it'll start right where you left off. But sometimes you want to be able to start from the beginning because your regular game saves work too. So sometimes maybe you want to start a new save game, or you want to start from the beginning and play with your kid and he wasn't playing with you before. So I'm going to show you how to make that work. So when this game starts, you're not going to be able to hear me. You'll be hearing the game. So just hold on, and as soon as I exit the game, I'll explain what I'm doing, but you'll see. Okay. So now if I go back into that game, you'll see what I mean by save state. It'll start me exactly where I left off. And it doesn't give you a choice. It just automatically loads the state. That comes in handy if that's what you want to do, but if I wanted to go back and start a new saved game, I would have to get rid of that save state. Okay. So I'll show you right here. It will start me right, see, instantly. And it'll do that for all games. It should. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. If you want to go back and start a new save game, see on like save slot 2, you want to play 2 players with somebody else and start from the beginning, then you've got to get rid of that save state. So you go here to delete saves, and then you see at the very top I added a source, delete game save states. So you go in here, and this is going to show you every game that you have downloaded. Excuse me. It'll let you download 2 gigabytes worth of games and keep them, okay, and save states. So that's a lot of games, especially Super Nintendo games. You see there's only 512 kilobytes. It takes a lot of those to fill up 2 gigabytes. It's going to save those save states. So you go to this delete save games, and you come in here and you see this .sav is the game save. .sfc, that's the ROM file. So you don't need to delete that, but you need to delete this .sav file. So you're going to long press on it. Just go to it and then hold down A or OK on your remote, whatever. It'll pop up. The little menu. You just click delete. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Now we'll go back to Super Mario. And you'll see it'll start us right from the beginning. Now your regular game saves are still going to stay. Those are saved separately, and they're not going to go anywhere. All you did is delete the save state so that you can start the game from the beginning. See? Alright, so that's all there is to that. Let's see, what else do we got? I think we're going to do media now. This is nice. So you get a bunch of channels for free. And if you donate, you get a lot more. But for right now, you just get low bandwidth and some 24/7 stuff and a little bit of on-demand. See but the low bandwidth channels are still pretty good. You'll see here in a second. And you get a lot of stuff.
To lift a truck up over his head.
See, so when I say low bandwidth, it's not like it's total crap. It's still pretty decent. But if you donate to the Patreon, you'll get a couple thousand more channels and a lot more stuff. So there you have it.